welcome to the final week of our class. Congratulations for making it through a 12-week course while life is happening and busy things are going on. I think it says something about your dedication to your craft, and I admire and appreciate your persistence in developing as online instructors. You kind of know the drill by now. You'll be posting this week, most of you have already done that, on your path to continuous improvement and replying to one of your peers. You'll complete a workshop survey and then you can claim your badge. We should be able to wrap things up by the end of the week and have you graded and kind of back to your summer, if you will, and wondering what you'll do with all your extra time. Let's do a little reflecting on the past couple months. First of all, when we started the semester, we talked about making connections, connecting with each other, connecting with the content, connecting with myself as the instructor, and then connecting with our other side, our spiritual side, or our why. What is it that we're here for? Beyond just the logistics of doing this, how is this a part of who we are? First of all, let's talk about connecting to each other. You've been introduced to colleagues and peers in the field, and I would encourage you to continue to stay in contact, float ideas by each other, and make those connections. You've connected to content, and there's going to be a lot of things you'll be thinking of and having ideas swirl around as you reflected this past week on Muddiest Point and this week as well. Think of what the top 2 or 3 things are, and what could you do to implement that, and then how are you going to get feedback on it? There'll be a lot of options, but start somewhere, and usually 2 or 3 things are fantastic. And what would be the best ROI on what you're doing? What's going to make the biggest impact on your students and your teaching right now? And be thinking about your why. How has that changed? How has it been reinforced? That the reason that you're here, how has that been renewed, and how is that reinvigorating where you're going from here? And try to keep your tech sanity, right? So I always say stay in the LMS, use LTI integrations. Keep it simple, 2 to 3 changes or tech implementations per course is about the max most students can handle. I always say compensate student effort. In other words, if you're going to be introducing a new tech, give them points for it. And your buy-in from the students will be so much better. And think about a framework. What is your framework? Is it SAMR, TPACK, or something else? And then how will you determine if it's actually augmenting or accentuating your outcomes? And thank you for connecting with myself throughout the semester. It's been a joy to know that there are such good practitioners who are creative and caring, and it's been fun to interact with you. I appreciate it, and I don't take it for granted. Some of the things to keep on in mind as you look down the horizon in online education. First of all, online education is going to be and continue to be impacted by AI. And there'll be frameworks and things that we've talked about this semester that you can use as a gauge on how to integrate that or not. Something that I tell people to think about is online, and you can see the post I made yesterday in our announcements. Online education, or any education, is most impacted by what a student will perceive as kind of busy work, if you will. Students, adults, we tend to justify our use, and I don't mean to justify that in a negative way, but we tend to justify the use of AI if we feel the task is kind of inconsequential and perfunctory. So students will tend to look at what they see as most perfunctory in an online class and apply AI to that. For many of us, that can be the student's perception of the discussion forum, which can be particularly vulnerable to AI use. Also, consider what ongoing professional development that you will be taking part in over the next year. How are you going to continue to enhance your understanding in the field? There are a few books this week that I'll pass along and some ideas that may help you in your consideration of what to read next, what to attend next, what conference to go to, things like that. And as always, I always appreciate any feedback or input along those same lines that you may have. Thank you. We'll continue this week, and I will transition through my grading, thanking and saying goodbye to each of you individually as I grade this week. Have a great last week, and I look forward to seeing you in the course.